Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Um, I'm happy to welcome all of you to the Sumo Logic Cloud SIEM live demo. My name is Suresh, and I work as a solutions engineer with Sumo Logic India. And I'm going to walk you through a live demo of the Sumo Logic Cloud Enterprise SIM solution. Along with me is Stefan, who is our cloud SIM specialist in this region. He's here to answer any questions that you have. Before we get started with the demo, let us look at a few housekeeping stuff. Post this demo, we will be sharing the recording with you. And there is a Q&A button in the uh, screen. So please use the Q&A button and then ask any questions that you have, and then we will try to answer your questions to the best of our ability. So let's get started with the demo now. What is the state of the current SIM tools today? So there is a large shift which is happening, which is disrupting the SIM space. We see there is a larger adoption of cloud across enterprises as well as emerging markets. There are statistics which says that the cloud migration is growing at 6 times the pace of the general IT spending. Most of the security teams agree that their cloud infrastructure generates more security alerts than the traditional on-prem hybrid environments. The legacy security tools and SIMs are not built for this cloud transformation, and this has resulted in more threat visibility gaps than whatever we see now. And there is a greater shift in the threat landscape. There are applications which are migrating to the cloud, and there are facts which say that around 67% of security professionals say that there is an increase in the number of security alerts, which stems from the new and then the evolving application infrastructures. And we see that there is a simple misconfiguration that can lead to a major compromise inside your infrastructure. The attack surface is exploding. We have mobile devices, IoT devices. There are multi-cloud environments which are being set up. We have shift towards microservices-based infrastructures, containers, the Dockers, the Kubernetes, and modern applications like the VPCs, the CI/CD pipelines, load balancers, or whatnot. All this leads to the organizations facing more zero-day threats. There are ransomware attacks which continue to succeed, and then APTs are still going on. And we should realize that there is a alert fatigue which is happening because the number of alerts that we see is no more a human scale problem. There are a lot of devices, there are a lot of infrastructures which is generating a lot of alerts, and the number of alerts is easily overpacing the number of analysts, the security capabilities that we have, etc. So there are ongoing resource cybersecurity skills, which means that you cannot overcome this problem by hiring more analysts, because simply there are too many alerts and then you can't go and then look after them all. So all this means that we need to have a system. We need to modernize our security operations with a new approach, with a new cloud SIM based solution. So how is the Sumo Logic SIM solution is different? So we provide automatic insights out of the alerts that are getting generated. Most of the SIM platforms that we have today, they look into the data, they look into the logs, they look into the events, etc. And then they generally create the alerts based on the rules getting matched. And this is where most of the traditional SIMs, they stop. And the security team, the SOC team, the analyst has to pick up from there. They need to analyze all these alerts. They need to do the mental map of what has happened, and typically going through all these alerts, running through them, picking up the entities, creating the mental map, running your own queries. All of them generally results in a lot of hours being spent on correlating the data and then making meaningful insights out of it. And with Sumo Logic, we provide you a multi-tenant SaaS platform. You need not eliminate some data because you find the solution to be too expensive to bring all your data in. So we with Sumo Logic, we provide you a mechanism by which you can send all of your data to the Sumo Logic platform. And we provide you a very cost-effective mechanism by which you can aggregate all this data. You can create your centralized data lake, and then you can do all your analytics on top of that. We have no wastage based solution, wherein which we can provide you multiple tiers. We provide you innovative credit based models which are completely new to the industry today. We provide you a multi-tenant platform. With this multi-tenant platform, we provide you cloud scale, I would say elasticity. So you can send all of your data in. You don't have to worry about the amount of data that you ingest. The platform completely scales up, and then it can ingest all the peaks and valleys of the data that you send in. We provide you a unified interface by which all your security teams, your DevOps teams, they can all look at the same data. So you can eliminate the silos within your various different teams within your organization. You can bring in multiple tools together. Your teams does not have to go through various different security tools. We provide you an integrated threat intel feed, which is from CrowdStrike. It costs somewhere 80K in value, but we provide completely free for our customers. You can bring in your feeds, taxi intel feeds. You can create your ARR rules, all of them in one single interface. So you can look at consolidating your tools across your DevSecOps teams, though there is one single platform, I would say a single source of truth where you can reference all of your data. We provide you a highly specialized platform, which is specialized for threat hunting to look at all your alerts, all your insights at one single place. So you can turn on and you can leverage the powerful the log analytics and then the insights that we provide. So you can do all your investigations, you can do all your case management, and you can take suitable actions from the platform that you provide. With the platform comes a lot of inbuilt applications. So we provide you rapid time to value by leveraging the pre-built content which is available out of the platform. We provide you the inbuilt applications. The platform comes with lots of rules which is built in. So you can quickly realize value out of the platform by leveraging the pre-built content which is available within the platform. While today's demo is primarily about the cloud SIEM, but we have a couple of other solutions which can actually add value to you. If you are looking at audit and compliance as your predominant use case, then we have the platform which comes with pre-built certifications. So Sumo Logic platform holds one of the highest, I would say, the attestations and certifications in the industry today. The platform comes with a SOC 2 Type 2, HIPAA, GDPR, ISO 27001, with encryption of data in transit as well as in rest. So you can leverage the platform for your audit as well as your compliance purposes. We provide a lot of pre-built compliance-related apps out of the box, so you can quickly deploy those apps and then you can realize quick value out of the platform. We provide you a flexible, efficient, value-based licensing model, which helps you to economically bring in all your data, establish all your compliance, and then meet your audit needs. We also have a security analytics platform. So built on the solutioning for the audit and compliance. So we provide you security analytics capabilities with the power of performing very deep search queries against all your data sets. We offer a foundational, I would say, correlation and alerting, which is required for analyzing your log events, along with data enrichments and visualizations of your data with the pre-built content, pre-built dashboards, and you can customize your dashboards as per your requirements. We also provide additional capabilities for your security operations. So we provide a free threat intel integration, which comes from CrowdStrike, using which you can do all your correlations. We provide powerful outlier-based detection capabilities, using which you can identify anomalies which happen inside your infrastructure. We also provide powerful log reduce, log compare functionalities, using which you can quickly shift through, I would say, thousands of log records to derive insights out of it very quickly. And we also provide our GIS based applications, which is a global intelligence service. You can compare your environment against a global cohort of companies, and then you can benchmark yourself against the peers, and then you can derive insights, and then you can take meaningful actions out of it. So along with this, we have the Cloud SIEM platform. In the Cloud SIEM platform, we provide you automated correlation across all the signals. What you're going to see is a purpose-built interface designed by the analyst for the SOC analyst. We have workflows which are built in within the platform itself, and then there are rich correlations and then rich integrations that we have built in as part of this particular platform. And you can look at prioritizing your incidences. You can do all your threat hunting. You can do all your analysis, alert triages, and then you can look at significantly reducing the noise. And you can focus on what is more important rather than getting, I would say, inundated with the noise which is generated by the elements. Having said that, let's get into the CSE platform now. So what we are looking at is the view that you will get once you log into the Cloud SIEM platform. At the left, you can see there are records. These are like the logs and the events which are generated from various elements within your infrastructure. These elements, they are accumulated from a diverse set of sources. The platform supports rich integrations with all your infrastructure, irrespective of where the particular data lies. So we can collect data from your on-prem. We support all the three primary clouds today. You can bring in data from your Microsoft environments, Azure, GCP, on-prem, hybrid environments. And once we bring in all this data, we have the rules which runs through them, and then we generate signals. So whenever there are matches, and we generate the signals out of it. So the signals are something very similar to the alerts. And you can see here that from the records, I would say the thousands or millions of records that we have. So we are able to derive signals over here. And from these signals, we automatically correlate to the insights. I would say this is the one of the primary differentiators of the Cloud SIEM enterprise product here. So most of the traditional SIEMs that we have today, they stop at generating the signals or the alerts here. The analyst is left to pick up from the signals. The analyst basically picks up the entities, he picks up the alerts, and then he needs to analyze all the data. He shifts through the volume of logs, alerts which are available, and then they need to build a mental map to understand what has actually happened. Whereas with the CSE that we provide, we automatically provide you insights. So there is a correlation engine which automatically correlates all the signals and then provides you the additional context using which you can quickly, I would say, analyze the particular scenario, and then you can take a suitable action. So having seen this, let's get on to the Cloud SIEM platform now. So once you log into the Cloud SIEM platform, you can see this particular view. So this is a view which is purpose-built for the security analysts to sift through thousands of, I would say, the records. At the leftmost side, you can see there is the number of records which is shown over here. So the records are like the logs, events, etc., which are collected from your diverse set of, I would say, infrastructure, on-prem, cloud sources. And you can see there are millions of records which are actually sourced into the platform. And next to that, we have the signals and then the insights. And here you can choose the time frame for which you want to see this particular data. So I can choose, say, for example, I can choose 7 days. I can choose any time frame that I want to visualize my particular data. And here I can go back to, say, for example, last 24 hours. And here I can see that in the last 24 hours, there are around 3 million records which have got generated over here. And then out of the 3 million records, the system has actually chosen 73K records as the signals. So we are able to see that there are definitely, I would say, records which are meaningful. So we are able to list down, or I would say funnel down from 3 million records. The system has identified there are 74K signals which are, I would say, very similar to the alerts. Now, from the 74K alerts, you can see there are 5 insights which are derived. So these insights are created by looking into the signals and then automatically correlating it, clustering it together, so that the analyst can go through this 5 insight, which I would say is the most important one that the analyst has to go through. Before below the insights, we have some insight metrics here. So it shows some of the key metrics here. This shows there is a 2 days. It's taking for detecting an I would say an insight, and then you can see the response times as well as the remediation times here. So I am changing the view to last 3 days, and then you can see the detection is actually taking around 4 days. For the response, it is taking around a day, and then for the remediation, it's taking approximately around 2 days. And then you can see the insights by the status here. So this shows around 10 new insights, the insights in progress, the closed insights, as well as the insights which are assigned to other teams, etc. So let me move back to a 24-hour time frame now. And then here I can see the radar panel showing up the insights which are created as well as closed across the various different time frames. And coming to the center of the dashboard, I can see there is an insight radar. And in the insight radar shows I would say the purpose-built view for the analyst. Here we can see the outer boundary here, which is showing the number of records. And we are looking at the details for the last 24 hours. And here you can see there are definitely some dips, there are some peaks, etc., depending upon the users coming in, the users logging in, the various different logs, records which get generated over a period of time. And the inner circle actually shows the number of, I would say, the signals which are getting generated. And while we talk, you can see the HUD automatically refreshing to show the latest data. And here you can see the number of, I would say, the signals being shown over here. And out of all the signals, the system has decided that there are 5 major insights that the analyst has to look in. So here you can see the triangles with various colors being shown over here. And these are the insights, the 5 different insights which the system has identified in the last 24 hours. And you can see certain colors here. The red means that this is a new insight which has been created. Green means that it has been solved. White means that it is being analyzed to a third team. And then you can see orange means that it is in progress, etc. So this shows the status of the insights. And on the right hand side, we can see the insight activity here. And you can see the new insight which is detected by the system. And you can see a name as well as with the insight number over here. So these insight numbers will get incremented as we detect more insights. Say, for example, if we detect a new insight, that is going to come up with maybe 2164. And you can see the insight name, which is actually shown along with the MITRE ATT&CK stage. It shows the insight number along with the exfiltration with the potential access. And below that, we can see the entities which are actually involved in this particular, I would say, the insight. We will talk more about the entities a little later. Below this, we have the radar view, which shows as a plus sort of a symbol here. The horizontal line shows for this particular insight, what is the duration on which the system has detected the various signals. And here you can see there are 4 signals which have been detected or which have been correlated for this particular insight. And you can see the severities mentioned over here. And then you can see that this spans from the last 24 hours. And you can see the couple of, I would say, the signals across this 24-hour duration. And there is a vertical axis here. The vertical axis basically shows the severity. And then you can see the severities below this line will be around 0 to 5 is shown below here. And the severities 5 to 10 is shown above this particular line over here. And below the insight window, we can see the various activities which are happening in the platform. You can see new insights getting created over here. And you can see things like someone has added a comment to the insight, and you can see the various activities which are happening across this particular platform. So having seen that, let us go and then take a closer look at the insights. So I'm going to the dashboard, and I'm going to click the insights panel here. Now the system is bringing up all the insights, And then I can look at all the insights over here, and I can see there are a total of around 11 insights. And then this is a dashboard which is actually showing all the insights. Now, this is a Kanban sort of a view. I can see the insights in my list view, or I can show it in across my board. And I can basically look at the insights across various different stages. So there are 10 new insights. A couple of insights are in progress. Nothing is in progress now. There is a spec ops where you can basically hand over the case to a special operations team, tier 3, etc. This can be customized if you want to add more, I would say, stages or teams, etc. And I can basically move these tickets to different stages. Say, for example, I can drag and drop this over here, depending on how my investigation progresses, and then I can see the cases, I would say, the insights moving into various different stages of my, I would say, the investigation. So I can go ahead and then I can start taking a closer look at one of this particular insight. So I'm going to open up one of these insights over here. And what I see here is the details and a detailed view about the insight. So here we are looking at the insight along with the MITRE attack stage, and then shows there is an initial access followed by persistence, and there is a threat intelligence which has actually helped to correlate this together into an insight. And here I can see the status here. So this is right now new, and then depending on how my investigation progresses, I can change it to various different stages. And I can see the assignees here. I can assign it to my various different teams. I can assign it to myself, etc. So you can move this particular insight for investigation to any analyst that you want. And below this, we can see the severity, and then we can see the entity over here. So the entities are like the IP addresses, MAC address, I would say the host name, usernames, etc. So all the alerts that we create, all the signals that we generate, the insights that we build in are based upon the various different entities. And then when we go through the signals, etc., we will discuss more about the entities over there. And the details about this particular insight is shown here. There are 4 unique signals and which has actually contributed to this particular insight. And then we can see when was this particular insight seen. It shows me the event time, and it shows me the dwell time as well. So the dwell time is about the time from which this particular entity has got tracked from the time we have created this particular insight. So this shows the time over here. The insight, which is time, you can look at those times. I can create tags, comments, etc. for the rest of the team to follow in case I want to hand over this ticket, etc. And again, if I come to the right side, I can see the, I would say, a radar sort of a view here. And then on the x-axis is my time. And then on the y-axis, I would say, is my severity, and then the signals that have been detected. And here I can see there are multiple types of signals that can actually create an insight. So I have rules from which I can generate the signals. There are anomalies based on which I can basically identify something is going wrong, etc. Say, for example, if there is a user who is actually going to log in from 2 different locations which are geographically far apart, say, for example, somewhere from India and then the US within a short period of 2-3 hours, then this is definitely an anomaly that needs to be looked into. So we can use anomalies to identify. We can bring in the threat intelligence feeds here, etc., using which I can automatically cluster them. I can correlate, and then I can create the insights over here. And in this particular case, we have around 4 signals which have actually contributed to this particular insight. Taking a closer look, I can see that there is a proof point tab. There is a user who has received an email with a phishing link. And then coming down a little bit, I can see the checkpoint basically showing us there is a malware file which has been downloaded. And then there are a couple of threat intel based correlations which shows that there is I would say, a bad file has been downloaded, etc. So to take a closer look at these signals, all I'm going to do is that I can open up the signal, and then I can see a lot of data which helps me to understand this particular signal which has been generated. So here I can see details about when this particular threat has been, or I would say a signal has been detected. You can see the match expression here, which has basically created the signal. There is a severity 4. It shows the MITRE attack stage, which is the initial stage. It shows the entity. In this particular case, it is an IP address. and then it shows a rule which is actually matched for this particular, I would say, the traffic. You can see the source IP addresses over here, the destination IP, and then you can see the entropies of this particular domain. The action is click permitted, etc. And I can see the username here, and then I can see the overview of this, where it shows a source IP address. It shows me all the details about this particular signal. It shows me the action is click permitted. It shows me the URL path. It shows me all the details, the name of the thread reference URL. It shows the user IDs, etc. And it also shows me the extracted fields. So from here, I can analyze. I can get into more details. Say, for example, from here, from the entity, I can actually go and then I can look into the further investigations I can do from the single window. Say, for example, I can go to a lookup. I can look at a virus total search, or I can add it to a match list, and then I can exclude it from the rules, etc. So I can take various actions from here. We don't have to look at multiple tools, I would say multiple interfaces, etc. So going back to the signals, I can see that there is a user who has received a phishing link, and then looks like the malicious file has been downloaded, and I can see the destination details over here. It shows me the ingest source, the details. It shows me all the extracted fields, etc. So from here, I can say, for example, to correlate and then make more investigations, I can go to, say, for example, a virus total search, and this launches me a separate window where I can see that there are around 14 engines which have actually detected this as a malicious file over here. Right, so I don't have to move between multiple pages, multiple tools. I don't have to copy it, paste it. So all the workflows have been built keeping the analyst in mind. So getting back to the insight that we have here, looks like in this particular case, what has happened is that the user received a phishing link. The file has been downloaded by the user by clicking it, and then looks like the threat intel is actually showing me that there is a correlation which shows that this is actually a incident which is related to a malicious traffic. In a normal scenario, the analyst has to do a mental map of everything by himself or herself. So they would be picking up a couple of details about the entities, usernames, I would say file names, etc. They may have to be looking at multiple, I would say, do queries, etc., and then build this particular, I would say, the insight. Whereas with the Sumo Logic platform, we are able to automatically correlate all of them and then provide their insight. Now that the analyst knows there is a phishing attempt, he can decide the action that needs to be taken. So I can actually take an action here. I can forward this to the SOAR platforms, Demisto, so I can trigger a workflow to get a remediation action. I can create alerts on Slack, generate alerts on email, PagerDuty, so I can take a suitable action over here. Let's have a look at the signals here. So right now I see that there are around 774 signals which are shown over here, and I can see the signals emerging from various diverse set of sources like CrowdStrike, Office 365. You can see there are a lot of sources from where I have signals. I can do threat hunting from here. Say, for example, I would like to see all the signals which have a severity greater than, say, for example, 7. Right? So this gives me all the signals over here. And from this signal, say, for example, this is a guard duty alert here. So I can open up this particular signal, and then I can analyze this particular signal, and then I can understand more about this. Similarly, I can get onto my entities. All the signals that we generate, all the insights that we generate, they are based on the diverse set of entities that we identify and then we track. So here I can look at, say, for example, a user over here. And this shows me this particular entity. It shows me all the, I would say, the signals which are generated by this particular entity. And I can also look at the history of this particular, I would say, the user of the entity over here. So I know all the incidences on which this particular user has been, the particular entity is involved. Similarly, I can look at my various different IP addresses, etc. to get complete view about all the, I would say, the signals which have been generated or involved for this particular identity, along with the insights where this particular entity is involved, along with the history, etc. Let's get on to the content tab over here. So here I can see there is a threat intelligence integration which is available. So I can go to the threat intelligence integration. I can bring in my threat intel feeds and I can integrate with the platform. So I can do all my correlation using the threat feeds. Here you can see the various different threat feeds like the taxi feeds, etc., which we have integrated for this particular demo account. So you can bring in your own threat intel feeds and then you can use it for all your correlations. We can create match lists here. So with match list, I can basically add entities as part of a specific match list. Say, for example, vulnerability scanners, I can add them to a match list and I can basically exclude them from creating signals because these are going to be noisy and we know that that is not a valid, I would say, signal that we need to look into. Similarly, I can group various entities depending upon things like vulnerability scanners, privileged users, administrators, etc. We can analyze the various different files from the malware file analysis perspective. You can you can write your own Yara rules, and you can identify all the malicious, I would say, the files, etc. And finally, the rules engine here. So we can look at all the built-in rules here. So with the Sumo Logic Cloud SIEM platform, we provide a lot of pre-built content using which you can quickly realize value. So you can see around 400, 700 plus sort of a pre-built content which is readily available. And you can see all this various different rules here. Let me take one of the rules. So I'm looking at one of the rules over here, and then you can see the rule, when what is created, details about that, the status is active, and then you can see the condition or the expression for which this particular rule will get triggered. And then let me show you, say, I can say, and you don't have to type everything yourself, and then you can get a drop down menu which you can build your stuff, your queries, your conditions, etc. And you can see the rule when this particular condition matches with 10 distinct values, then you can choose for the particular field, for the duration, and then you can create your rule. You can see the entity with the summary. You can provide your details here, and you can write a description which helps you to identify what this rule is all about. And then with the MITRE ATT&CK stage, and then you can choose a severity. You can choose a dynamic or a static severity. Along with this, we support the prototype rules. So when we do a prototype rules, you can create these rules, you can test your rules, and then see that the rule works as per your expectations, and post that you can enable it. So you can be assured that the rule behaves as per your expectations. Along with the rules, you can see the history here, which shows the rules have been updated, what changes have this particular rule undergone, as well as all the insights which have been triggered from this particular rule over here, including the various different signals. So this helps you to see all your data in one place, so you don't have to move between multiple different screens, etc. So now, I being an analyst, I would like to create my own rules. So I'm going to the content, I'm going to the rules, and I can create my own rules. So I click create, and then I can see that I have multiple conditions based on which I can create my rules. I can do a match rule. So when I have a match, this is something like a simple condition. When something matches a specific condition, then I can create a match rule. I have a threshold based rule. Whenever I say things like, say, for example, I get 30 records within maybe a last 5 minutes from a specific IP, then create, or a specific threshold getting breached, create an, I would say, a signal. I can chain together the multiple different conditions, as well as I can create aggregation based rules. So I can create my own rules, and then you can provide in your expression, and then we can provide the details over here, and then we can create this rule engines ourselves. So getting back to the primary window here. So we looked at how the Sumo Logic, the Cloud SIEM platform, it can ingest millions of log records, and it can filter it to the meaningful signals, and from the signals, how it can eliminate all the noise, and then it can take you to the most important, I would say, the insights, from which you can do your investigations. So the insights are automatically correlated from the various different signals, and from the insights, you can drill down deeper, you can do all your investigations, you can do all your analysis, and then you can take a suitable action to take the, I would say, the investigation to a logical closure. So that's pretty much what I wanted to showcase you as part of the Cloud SIEM solution. So we have a QR code here. You can scan the QR code, and that will take us to the details about our Cloud SIEM enterprise offering. So you can read through all of this, and feel free to reach back to us in case you have any questions, and we can help you to get onto a demo. We can visually discuss and then see what your requirements are, and we can basically take it to the next step, where we can provide you a demo, a customized demo for you, as well as look at how we can address your critical business issues. Any questions, please feel free to raise it in the Q&A section, and then we will answer them. See, there are a couple of questions which are already answered by Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you for answering these questions.
Hey, no problem, Suresh. Happy to answer any live questions as well for a couple of minutes, if anybody's got any other questions that they'd like to ask.
We'll wait for a couple of more minutes to see if there are any more questions.
Okay. Yep, great. There's a couple of really good questions coming up there. So, one is that we have Sumo Logic already. How do we turn on the SIEM? So you would need to have that discussion with your sales person. The Cloud SIEM Enterprise is part of our overall Cloud SIEM Enterprise solution, and it's, yeah, and I can see the other question now with regards to additional cost. So there is a slight cost difference in having Cloud SIEM Enterprise enabled for your account. Typically, if you are on the credits model, it costs you a few extra credits per gigabyte of ingestion. It's very competitive. I can't really kind of go into pricing on this level, and certainly that's not my actual job role. But definitely, please do reach out to your sales team within Sumo Logic, and they can have that discussion with you with regards to cost and that kind of thing. Can we elaborate a bit on the use case for the heads-up display? Yeah, absolutely. So the Cloud SIEM Enterprise product was designed by security analysts for security analysts. The whole purpose really of having this heads-up display is kind of two functions. So one is to streamline how quickly I get the information on screen that matters. So I'm not relying on searches and traditional dashboards. The key piece really is around that insights capability that Suresh ran through. So the insight clustering capability, where it takes activity from an entity, whether that's a user, an IP address, host name, or so on. And it typically then looks at activity around that entity, and it clusters all of those appropriate signals together. So as I posted in the chat window there, for example, if I received an alert to say a user had clicked on an email phishing link, in a traditional platform, I'd have to go off and maybe do a search around that username or that email address to find out what else the user had done. But within the Cloud SIEM platform, what it actually does is it starts to track that user or that email address automatically. And it brings all of those related signals together into that one view that you saw. So essentially there, you know, where it might take me a couple of hours to build that picture, we're literally down to a few minutes. And that's critical when it comes to exposure time within your environment, right? You know, if I have a malicious file sat on an endpoint for 2 hours, then, you know, I can literally reduce that down to within kind of 5 minutes of time to do that. So that's kind of the key thing. Do we need SIEM to have correlation rules? So you can do some content in the core Sumo Logic platform. The depth of the correlation capability, though, is far superior in the Cloud SIEM. An example there is, again, kind of coming back to the signal clustering engine. Think of it as a correlator of correlators, okay, or an automatic correlation engine. So instead of having to think about endless scenarios where I have to build correlation rules as in a traditional SIEM platform, the clustering engine does that for me. It automatically correlates signals together to produce an insight. And that insight is a high fidelity alert that is generated. You know, and you guys saw on the view how you go from kind of 3 million raw events down to, you know, 43,000 signals, and then out of those 43,000 signals, we're literally down to a handful of insights, and that's just the raw capability of what the Cloud SIEM enterprise product is capable of doing. It would be very hard to do that level within our core solution. You know, it uses a slightly different technology. It's designed more for streamlining security operations. It's designed for minimizing that initial investigation phase of, you know, traditional alerting coming into a SIEM platform. So I hope that's kind of answered your questions. Yeah. Great, thank you.
So there is a question from Johnson. So is it at an additional cost? So yes, so the Cloud SIEM capability comes on top of our existing core platform. I would suggest that please reach out to us, and then we can work with you to provide you additional details about the platform, their capabilities, and then the cost. The cost is based on multiple factors that includes the total amount of data that you ingest into the platform. So we can work with you to arrive at the solution. So there is a question that they are using the Cloud SIEM, the Sumo Logic Continuous Intelligence Service. So how do we get the SIEM? So the SIEM is offered on top of the existing the core platform. So please reach back to us, and then we can work with you to basically provide you a solution with the suitable options. So the question is a Sumo platform more of the, I would say, the analytics platform? Yes. So we provide all the capabilities on top of the core platform. We provide you the log analytics. We provide security analytics as well as the SIEM capabilities on the platform.
Sorry, I shall grab Amir's question there with regards to the insights coming from multiple different sources. So the way that we are able to do that capability is those signals that we talked about, the 43,000 signals. Those are traditionally security alerts coming off of my devices. So it might be something as simple as a security alert coming off of a Palo Alto firewall. But equally, a signal could be a relatively basic correlation rule. Okay, I can have a correlation rule that's looking for maybe a user logging in from 2 different locations in a very short time span, indicating something like impossible travel. So the kind of flow goes from raw signal, events, okay, they then get generated into signals, which are traditional security alerts within the SIEM platform. And then our insight is able to cluster those security alerts, those signals together to make sure that they're relevant. So if I have a user that is generating a risk score on one of those signals, then that's where we start to track the activity for that user. When that user generates a severity threshold of 12 points or more, then that's where that then gets it gets essentially bubbled up into an insight. Okay, and by the time it gets to that stage, it's pretty high fidelity. You know that something is going on and it does need to be investigated. Does that? I'm hoping that kind of answers your question, Amir. And the second part of that is, yes, of course, you know, you can have I can have a signal coming through that is used just to be detecting only. I can also create a custom insight as well. So if I have a high severity alert that comes off of something, maybe CrowdStrike, I've got a high severity alert that says, you know, something malicious is running on an endpoint. I can get that to create an insight direct. So I don't need to wait for it to be generated automatically by clustering together. I can say, right, if this CrowdStrike alert fires, then generate this as an insight for immediate investigation.
Thanks, Stefan. Thank you for answering all the questions.
Hey, no problem.
So team, we are available for working with you to understand the Sumo SIEM platform. We can work with you to create a customized demo after we do a mutual discovery of each other's solutions and the business requirements. Please feel free to reach back to us. My email ID is given over here, and then we can work together with you to the next steps. Thank you for joining the webinar today. Wishing you all a very good day.